Hello, I'm David Glass, Mayor of Petaluma, and we're at the historic Petaluma Hotel in rich and vibrant downtown Petaluma. And with me today is John Crowley, of course, as well as Juli Ledermaker. Did I get that right?
Lederhaus.
It's close. It's Juli.
Lederhaus.
Yeah, I don't know why Ledermaker gets in my mind. Juli Lederhaus. And Juli, welcome to Petaluma, first of all.
Thank you. It's so great to be here. I absolutely love Petaluma. I moved here in mid-April, and I adore it already.
And John, this is a great renovation of this property, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I've seen this place in the past 22 years, and this is just phenomenal. It's fantastic. We just toured. We went up to the roof. We had a look at all the wonderful renovations that are happening in this. Julie, you're just making this a spectacular, beautiful hotel. It's amazing. It really is.
It's so great to hear. We're having such a good time doing it and uncovering little bits and pieces and restoring things. And it's just, every time we add another layer of finish to it, it makes everybody here happy.
This is such a historic thing that is happening in the renovation of this project. When you walk in, it's light, it's airy. People should come on down to the historic hotel and check it out.
They absolutely should. The fireplace is going. It's the best time of the year for the fireplace, and our tree's up, and people are welcome to come in if they want to take their holiday photos and do that. They're welcome to. They can come and visit Barber Cellars, which is our wine tasting room. There's lots to do here already, and our historic piano just arrived this week. John Mayer helped us, Petaluma Pete. He got that for us. That used to live in the museum, and then it was donated to a restaurant, and the restaurant never happened, so we're the happy recipients of the piano.
All right, so tell us about if folks have people coming and visiting from out of the area and they want to, maybe they don't have room for all of the folks of the holiday season in their house, this is a great location to put someone up in.
Absolutely, and it's a good time right now. We're still in the process of the renovation, so our room rates are really, really low. So it's a great opportunity to have your spare room be on us, and we can take care of all the linens and the towels and cleaning and everything, and you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so people might think that you're going to have to go down the hall to take a shower if you stay at the Hotel Petaluma, but it's not that way anymore.
Not that way anymore. We've pulled out virtually all those rooms, and we're putting bathrooms in all of the rooms. So the rooms that are available right now all have bathrooms.
I want to talk about what this means to the city, because what we're doing is, number one, you're getting a historic renovation. It improves the property tax base and the ambiance all around the area. It also brings what's called transient occupancy tax to the city of Petaluma, which the city shares in greatly. 10% the cost of a hotel, the city's bottom line for every visitor that comes in. And right now we have 50 additional such rooms with the renovation that's taking place on the way to 91. So that means quite a bit to the city. It'll literally mean hundreds of thousands of dollars extra every year.
Right. I think we've already exceeded the $100,000 level this year, and we just started in April. So I think you're doing well by us, or we're doing well by you.
We're doing well together. It's a good partnership. Tell me about your philosophy about tourism and coming to town, and what a tourist looks for when they're checking out websites and decide to visit, for instance, a Petaluma and stay at the Hotel Petaluma.
Well, I learned a long time ago that tourists like the ST. So the word tourist ends in ST, and that's what tourists are looking for. They're looking for the best, the biggest, the longest. And so Petaluma is a great place for that, because here we are, the home of Sonoma County is 400 wineries in Sonoma County. That's one of the biggest collections of wineries in one place in the country. So why not come to Petaluma? It's a great jumping off point to do the wine country. And you have a wonderful historic downtown to do it, so that you can park your car and go visit the restaurants and not have to walk again.
So parking a car, not a problem for Hotel Petaluma, because you can share in the Keller Street garage.
That's right. We made arrangements with the city, as you know, to rent some spaces on the roof of the Keller Street garage, and we also made arrangements with another local parking lot. So we do have parking available for our guests.
Speaking of the roof is kind of a special place.
The roof is beautiful, and as you know, I took you up on the roof and you got to see the view, and we've invited you to come back in the summer and shoot another show up there when it's a little bit warmer, but the view is spectacular, and we're hopeful at the end of this project's renovation that the roof will become a roof garden and a place to have a nice cocktail or a drink or whatever and sit out in the sun and just enjoy yourself.
Julie, what I really like about what you're doing at the moment is you're taking the hotel and you're bringing it back to its original, especially like the entrance there. Whether you've gotten rid of that, it used to be covered over, and now you're putting the fountain back. And there's a wonderful photograph that I've seen in the Petaluma Museum, and you're doing a wonderful job of restoring it. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, that was actually covered over right before World War II. It became a bar called the Lanai Room, and that was one of the first kind of tiki bars, certainly in this area. And that was the place where a guy took his gal for a big date. And then eventually the Elks took over this building, and they made that their sort of their club room. And then eventually it became Taps. And then when Taps moved out and this hotel was purchased, we decided to open back up the historic courtyard entrance. And so it's been since the mid-40s that was covered over. So we're finding lots of interesting things and really being helped by the photos that are at the Historical Museum and other places in town to make sure that we bring back all of the historical detail to that courtyard. And it's going to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm. You've been down this road before. This is a passion for you, isn't it?
It is. I've spent my career managing historic and boutique hotels. I was 16 years at my last job at a hotel in Salem, Massachusetts, that oddly enough was built by the same organization that built the Hotel Petaluma. So there was an organization called the Hockenberry System. They were kind of the original crowdfunding people. They would go from town to town. They would say, Mayor, the thing that's standing between you and greatness for your small town of 100,000 people or less is that you need a thoroughly modern hotel. So we're here. We can help you raise the money, and we've got plans. We've got builders. We'll help you raise the money and help you get this hotel built. And so they would enlist the Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary Club, whatever civic organizations they could. They would rally people together, and they would raise the money, and they would literally usually in weeks, and they would get the money and they would build the hotel just like that. And oddly enough, the hotel I managed in Salem was built by the Hockenberry System, and so was this hotel here. Many similarities between the two properties, and it's really fun for me.
How many hotels did they wind up building around the country?
You know, I'm still trying to find that out, but a lot, because as you probe and look at the history of small towns, you will find many hotels just about this size. We'll be 91 rooms when we're done. The hotel in Salem that I managed was 89 rooms.
What are the keys to managing a hotel of this size? Is it similar to managing the large, big motor inns and whatnot, or are there ambiances that people look for that might remind you more of a character that Bob Newhart played on one of those television series?
I think there's a lot of that. Some of the people in the town that I left are telling me, Julie, the hotel's not the same without you there, because I am part of the character of the hotel, and so I hope to be that for Petaluma as well. As you can tell, I'm a little bit of a character.
Wonderful. I love it. You were talking about the history of it. I'm looking forward. Is there somebody going to be doing a history of the Petaluma Hotel and be on your website for reading, maybe? Or?
There's already some information there. I've been writing a blog about the hotel, and so there's some information there, and we're working towards that end goal. But the first goal is to get the hotel restored.
This town has a lot of events, and a lot of the events are centered around downtown for obvious reasons because of the charm. So it puts you right in the heart of a vibrant weekend community that has a need for people to come and be able to stay.
Absolutely. One of the things that I did before I came and accepted this job is I did some research about Petaluma, and I was blown away by how many activities happen in downtown Petaluma all the time. My husband was helping me with the research, and he goes, Julie, look, there's something going on every single weekend. This is an amazing town. And so when I came here and started experiencing it, I said, he was still back in Salem, and I said, you really won't believe it. It's really true. There is something going on every week. And of course, I arrived right in time for Butter and Eggs Day, so it was amazing.
I hope you got here in the morning rather than. Can you imagine somebody coming in town for the first time long about 5 o'clock in the afternoon? Oh my!
No, it was a couple weeks before that.
I just got into town. Boy, do they have some bars in Petaluma. Goodness gracious. So one of the things that I love is an event called Cruising the Boulevard. I don't know if you've had a chance to experience that. Did you realize when this all came up that this was the home of American graffiti?
I did read that. I do my research, so I did know about that before I came here. And interesting thing. And there's so many things that go on here, and it's such a great location. So if you are coming as a tourist, you know, you're 25 minutes to the Redwoods and 25 minutes to the Napa if you want to go to Napa and somehow don't think the Sonoma
You know
wine
what they say? Sonoma wine is for drinking and Napa is for auto parts. So if you haven't heard that before, you will.
No, I'm going to use that line for sure. So, you know, and 45 minutes into San Francisco, this is just a great location where people can stay, not spend a fortune, and get to do all those things that people want to come to Northern California for. So I think it's just a fabulous, fabulous place.
When you find people put events on calendars, for instance, Cruising the Boulevard, many people come every single year for that event. Is that the type of thing that wheels into the marketing for a hotel like this, is that you may see the same people for the same event and they'll come to Petaluma once or twice a year for that particular event?
Well, that's certainly an advantage of having a hotel in a location like this, and something that kind of plays right to my experience, because in Salem, Massachusetts, we also had a number of events that happened every year, and I had a whole coterie of guests who sort of I knew would come back all the time, and they became my friends because they were there every year. They would come for haunted happenings, they would come for the Halloween ball, and they would come for the Heritage Days and all those kinds of things. So they became my friends, and I hope to have those kinds of friends here too.
Do you wind up with a clientele base that will also come back and they ask, because it's sentimental, I want this room, this is our room, and they wind up on the calendar like that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, that's one of the things that happens in hotels and in restaurants too. You know, people, well, I want that table over there because that's where I proposed, or I want this room because that's where I had my honeymoon, or whatever. So, yeah, that's absolutely part of the charm of a small business like this one.
Wonderful. Well, this is such an amazing addition to Petaluma. So thank you. Thank you. Really amazing.
I'm loving it, and I hope you are too.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us. Anything else you'd like to share about the Hotel Petaluma with our viewers today?
Oh, we are going to be reaching out to a number of nonprofit organizations to try and make sure that they know that we're part of the fabric of this city. And one of the things we did is last week, 2 weekends ago,
You had the animal shelter here, I know.
Right, we had the animal shelter. We actually created that event and invited the animal shelter to come and do the Santa Paws event, and they were right here in front of the fireplace and taking pictures of pets, and I was actually the photographer that day taking the pictures, and donated my time as well to make that a fundraiser for the animal shelter.
Linda, we want to thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck. And welcome to Petaluma. We're glad to have you here. The renovation is spectacular. It means good things economically for the city and great things for the ambiance, and it's just a pleasure to visit with you, and we look forward to more good things. John, anything you want to add?
I'm just delighted to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming.